welcome to our virtual Boosting Balance and Bone Health class. I'm Rachel.
My name is Alexa.
And we're occupational therapists, and we are bringing you home boosting balance exercises, and this section is focused on static balance and kind of beginner balance exercises. So we're going to be taking you through a routine, and we just remind you to please stay safe and only do what you're comfortable with. And we will be doing modified versions. Alexa will be doing one for somebody that doesn't need as much support, and I will be doing one more holding onto the chair for people that need a little bit more support with these exercises. So to start, we're going to be talking about base of support.
So a good introduction to base of support is looking at how does it affect our balance. So we're going to give you a very short demonstration that'll kind of give you a better idea of how that can affect your balance. So when we talk base of support, we're literally looking at how our feet are on the ground, how wide they are, and how that's going to affect our balance. So if I have a nice small base of support, this is probably what most people keep when they're walking around or just standing. That's about shoulder width wide. Rachel's going to push me, and it's really hard for me to keep my balance because I actually don't have a large circumference here, so there's not a lot of space that my feet are covering. So if I widen my base of support, so I make my feet a little bit wider than hip width, and she tries to push me, it's a little bit harder for her and it's easier for me because I've widened that area that my feet cover. Now if I go even more, so I'm not only wide, but I'm also long, and she tries to push me, she gets nowhere because I have so much support with my feet over the ground that I can balance myself well.
Okay, so we just wanted to show you that just so that you understand a little bit more what base of support is. So the next thing that we're going to do, I want everybody to narrow your base of support. So try and bring your feet as close together as you can. I'm going to be using the chair just in case you need it. So you're just holding that position as best you can, keeping those feet together. And we're going to hold that for about 10 seconds. And just remember, holding on, maybe you just need a couple of fingers, maybe you don't need them. Just do whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is something called heel-toe or tandem stance. So for this one, you're going to bring one foot right in front of the other, so you're standing right heel to toe. Okay? And again, holding on if you do need to, even if it's just a couple of fingers. And we're holding that again for about 10 seconds if you can. And if you wanted to make it even harder, you could hold it for longer and, like Alexa's doing, not use the chair.
If you need help to get into this position, another way is to start with your feet right beside each other and just push your foot forward just up until it goes right over top of that toe. So some people will hold it just a little bit beside if they can't get heel to toe, and other people will hold it fully heel to toe. You can use your arms for balance, or you can keep them at your side.
And then we're going to switch positions, so you're going to bring the opposite foot in front. And you can keep a little bend in that front knee if you'd like as well, just so that you don't lock that knee joint. And see if you can notice, a lot of times people will notice one way they feel a little bit more stable than the other. Okay? So once we're done that one, we're going to move into some different balance exercises just standing on one leg. So again, do what you're comfortable with. The first one that we're going to be doing is just bringing that leg up. So if you can bring it higher, great. Even if you can just bring it a little bit. And again, we're going to try holding about 10 seconds.
Don't be scared if your arms start to wobble. Make sure if you need the support that you have it as Rachel is with the chair. If not, have something just beside just in case.
And then bring that foot down, and we'll try with the other leg. Always want to make sure that you're using both legs equally as much as you can. If you do have one side that's weaker, you may hold it for less, you may have to hold on more. Just see how you feel. And then the next one that we're going to do, so we'll go back to the other leg, you're going to bring the leg right out to the side. So it doesn't have to be too far up, even if you can just go up a little bit. And as we're doing this, we're trying to keep our body nice and straight, okay? So we don't want to be leaning too far to one side to compensate.
So our shoulders are back, we're not leaning over. You can kind of see it in front view and from the side. So
Okay.
we're just holding that leg up.
And we're going to try the opposite leg now. Same thing, trying to keep nice and straight, holding on as you need to. And even if you can just hold for 2 seconds, 5 seconds, it's always better than nothing. So you just do what you're comfortable with. And bring that leg back down. And the next one we're going to do is you're going to bring the leg back a little bit. Okay? So you're just going to bring, and try and keep that toe a little bit up off the floor. Okay? So Alexa is doing a little more of an advanced version, bringing her leg further up, or her foot further up off the floor. Mine is just slightly off the floor. So again, you do what you're comfortable with, and we'll switch legs. And again, with this one, you're just trying to bring the leg back. You don't want to feel like you're leaning extremely far forward and possibly harming your back there. And again, we're trying to hold them about 10 seconds if you can. Okay? And bring that back down. All right. So we've got a couple more for you in this beginner section. So we are going to do something called shifting to the limits of sway. So when you're standing normally, right? You're just standing, you're nice and well balanced. I want you to move your body to the left while keeping those feet planted. And just kind of see how you feel. Now move to the right. And you probably feel a little bit more off balance because you're moving that body weight, right? Your kind of center of gravity. And then I want you to try and move backwards. So you're putting a little bit more of the weight on your heels. And then move forwards. So a little bit more of that weight on your toes. And so you're just kind of noticing, you know, the differences in those areas, okay? And the next one that we're going to try is you're going to lean and bring that one foot up just a little bit. And hold on if you need to, okay? Just like all the other ones. And the same thing to the opposite side. And again, just noticing that it's a little bit harder when you're just on one leg than when you had both for your support. And we're going to try the same to the front. So if I've got one leg on the ground and I lean forward a little bit, again, only do it if you're comfortable. And then we're going to try backwards as well. So the same thing, you're kind of just leaning backwards a little bit. Okay. Very good. So the last one that we're going to do for this section, what we're going to do, and we did a little bit of this in the warm-up video if you joined us for that, we're going to do high marching. Okay. So it's kind of similar to when we were just standing still, but now we're adding that extra piece of movement. So I'm going to be using the chair for a little extra support. And you're just trying to bring up that knee as high as you can bring it. So maybe you can just bring it halfway. Just do what you're able. And again, this is going to help us with our balance. It's nice if you want to just do a hand tap on the knee as well. Sometimes that helps you feel a little more in balance and it gets those arms moving as well. So do about 10 of these if you can. And then that will conclude our beginner section of our balance exercises. Thank you for joining us.